Look at me being. I'm just so. This is why we have the edits for the smaller clips. Here we go. The American Dream will now cost you a staggering 3.4 million. I found a more recent article. I think it came out last night, sometime yesterday, but it wasn't. The length of the article wasn't as long, so I just went with this original one. 3.4 million. New study says here's why that white picket fence may not be out of reach for most U.S. families. I said may not, may now be out of reach for most U.S. families. Do you think that the white picket fence would cost less if it was a black picket fence? Nah, whatever. Anyway, this is by Bethine Moorcraft, December 21st, 2023. Here we go. The American Dream will now cost you 3.4 million. American Dream is fading away as soaring costs make common goals like home ownership, raising a family more difficult to attain. Yes, I mean, this is probably going to be the same as all the other articles. Again, always interested to see how I'm going to talk about debt impacting people. I've already said this before. I believe I said this on a previous episode or episodes, but the lack of people being willing to admit that their debt, their consumer debt, their non-mortgage debt. Some people, in case their mortgage debt, their mortgage is too much of their budget or their income, too high of a percentage, but excluding their mortgage, their inability to take accountability for that, their debt being the main reason that they're struggling financially. I see people mention everything else but their debt, which is one of your expenses. People just don't want to admit that if they just got out of their debt, they'd be doing better financially. I paid off my car. My wife was like, "It feels so much better not having debt." I'd be like, "Yeah, that's what we're trying to tell y'all." I mean, we're not lying, saying the mental aspect that comes along with not having debt is something that you can't give someone. You just have to not have any debt so you can experience for yourself. I mean, it's kind of that simple. New analysis by Investopedia, shout out to Investopedia, has revealed you need a whopping 3.4 million to cover the lifetime cost of American Dream milestones like marriage, 2 kids, a house, cars, healthcare, and education. I wonder what age group this is for, though, because this doesn't include retirement. See, when it says cars there, what kind of cars people getting? I wonder how much, again, debt's going to be equating to this. Don't miss commercial real estate. Oh, okay, cool. All right. But most Americans fall short of that target, but over $1 million. By over $1 million. So people are usually getting around 2.4, 2.3 million. Average lifetime earnings across all education levels is more like 2.3 million. Sheesh. Leaving a big financial gap that is forcing people to reassess their financial goals. Let me look at that. It's in 2.3 million. If we divide that, let's say let's just say you're working what, 25 to 65, roughly. That's 40 years. I mean, I don't know what it is. $57,000 a year. Wow. But see, that's at current income. I guess I don't know how, if they just extrapolate that, multiply by 40. But if you're making $100,000, Jesus, across 40 years, right? That's gonna be four. Jesus, I can't do the math. That's gonna be 4 million, right? Yeah, so I mean, just get to your 6 figures, you'll be good to go. Anyways, here's a breakdown of some key costs that go into the so-called American Dream based on national average. Yes, big purchases, having kids, buying a house, cars, student loans, as far as avoiding student loans, saving for college, things of that nature, medical expenses. But see, those aren't surprises. The one of the biggest costs you bear in your quest for American Dream, right? Home ownership, usually your largest single purchase at a time. Investopedia says buying a home will set you back around $800K, almost $1 million in your lifetime, based on Zillow's average home price estimate of $346,000 in September of 2023. 10% down payment on a 30-year fixed mortgage at 7.2%. Recommend 10% down is good for your first home, but 15-year fix and the mortgage rate kind of is what it is. But again, a lot of people, if they did the 15-year fix and they would put more down, they'd be getting smaller mortgages that could better fit in their budget. And then on top of that, they would, because people, it's not like people are getting a 30-year mortgage and then getting a payment that's in the 25% range. Don't go over the 25% range, or excuse me, the 25% cap as far as how much it is of your monthly income. And then on top of that, you'll be likely end up getting a smaller house because you're on a 15-year, and then you'll be getting a house that is more in your affordability range as far as the maintenance. Again, the maintenance is what destroys people. Yes, the housing market's going crazy, but over the long term, as things in theory should stabilize, you not doing that maintenance is going to come back and bite you when it's time to sell your house and short. So you might not be doing all these upgrades. You might be seeing a house, right? I mean, you can see it on Zillow, Redfin, whatever it is, where you can see 2 houses on the same blocks. They could be either neighboring houses or close to each other. And next thing you know, there's a $50,000, $100,000 difference in house price, and you look at it, and one's been remodeled and one's not been, right? So, your kitchen has not been redone, and the house next door's kitchen has been redone, and those prices reflect, at least what you see on Zillow, right? You don't know exactly what those houses sell for, but at least, at face value, what you're seeing, on these home selling sites, that's what you see a lot of times. There might be a decrease in price. Like, dang, this house is where sometimes it'll be depending on the area. And in Maryland, you can see a $100K difference. And it's like, oh, they didn't remodel yet. That's why the house costs this much, because you're gonna have to do the remodel, unless you want to live in the 90s, 80s, whatever it is, that they got the stuff in there still from. All right, that huge cost. See, the one reason I don't like doing this website, because my damn mouse. Anyways, still don't have a fixed mouse. That huge total cost does include other major housing costs like tax. Shout out to taxes. It does include total other major housing costs like taxes, origination fees, lender charges, and home insurance. Hey, shout out to the 100%. If you join the military and get 100% PNT, you ain't gotta worry about paying them taxes. You could pump a lot more than $800,000 to your housing over time. Yeah, for millennials, you're gonna spend for most parts of the country, you're going to spend well over $1 million when it comes to just the money you're spending on your house when you add in the maintenance into it. Taxes, shout out to taxes. Welcome to America. Cars will make another big dent in your personal budget. See, cars is where people go out of control. Another big dent relative to their income. Another big dent in your personal balance sheet is cars, squeezing you for around over a $250,000, $271,000 during your lifetime based on 10 purchases of 6-year-old used cars. Jesus. Lasting around 6 years each. Now that's egregious. Your car should be lasting you double that at least. So it should be lasting you 12 years. You should be able to cut that price in half. Well, leave it like as is if you're married, right? But your car should last you more than 6. If you get a 6-year-old used car, your car should last longer than 12 years. I got my car in 2017, so my car is going on 7 years. No. So remember, I've already said this before. Remember when Cory was talking about, remember when I was talking about how one of the reasons I tell y'all to wake up, go to work, and come home is because you can't afford the wear and tear that you're putting on your vehicle. That's why you can't be going out to eat, all these different type of things. This is why, because it's talking about your car lasting only 6 years. And it's talking about getting a 6-year-old car, and that car only lasting another 6 years after that, which is only 12 years. Cars now, if you get a 6-year-old car right now, you'll be getting a car that's newer than my car as far as the year that it came out. You'll be getting a 2018. Yeah, right. You getting a 2019, the year the cars come out, the year. My car is 2018, but I got it in 2017 because that's how they do numbers. Regardless, if you get a 2019 car, right? A 2019 car, a car that was made brand new in 2019 should last more than 12 years.